Yeah, in my family, I'm like the stoic one in my family, the one that everyone always turns to for help. If anything needs doing, especially when it comes around to like big family events like funerals and that, everyone turns to me. I take on the burden, so none of my family have to worry about anything, so they get to do all the grieving. I do all mine in my own time. So in the space of 5 years, I lost my 6 closest loved ones. Yeah, so that was sort of the start of it for me, and especially like running a business, running farms, it sort of took its toll. I sort of didn't really have an outlet for it, no one to talk to, like, because everyone looked up to me. And so my outlet was drugs and alcohol. And then what led from that was I started going down a bad path of bad thoughts, bad relationships, and it sent me down a path of darkness and suicide. Yeah. I just found it hard to open up to people and like to ask for help. I always thought like I was the man and I could handle everything. It wasn't until my little cousin killed himself. Yeah, that sort of tipped me over the edge. When I started like falling down into the darkness, it was consuming. I couldn't get out of it. Like, so when I was asking people for help and all of that, they used to think because I was doing a lot of stupid shit, they just looked at me funny. They like knew I was taking drugs, but everyone thought I was on P. And I never got into P. So like rather than trying to help me, like my parents or my grandparents, they thought like giving me money or helping me financially was helping, but it wasn't. I was like screaming for help, but no one knew how to help me. That's when I like a couple of times on a number of occasions I tried taking my life. So I had my little cousin, he was here, he was bailed back to my house, and he was going through stuff himself, and he was like real good at reaching out for help. And then he knew the stuff that I was going through. He was actually one of the people that saved me one time. So he got his counsellor to come and see me. He like talked to me about being open to talking. From there, that's when I started my journey of healing and talking about it and coming right. It was good because the counsellor, he was a local here. He was like a bro, and like it took me a few sessions to open up to him. When I was down in those dark places, I couldn't see out of them. So I had a good talk with my psychiatrist, my counsellor, and I asked him, like, rather than give me medication, give me the tools that I need to make myself better. He gave me a lot of reading material, like, you know, stuff to read online and videos to watch, and then, so it was good. I got to learn about ADHD, depression and all of that, and like ways to get out of it. Rather than doom scrolling on TikTok or something, whatever I was feeling at the time, like I'd like read about it and get understanding of it and all of that, and it's helped me cope through it. And like, what were the tools to like get through those sort of things? Learning what my triggers were, what my habits were. I was supposed to be on this medication for like a year. I think after 4 months I weaned myself off and got myself right. And like that's the main thing. Like you got to be willing to want to help yourself and do better. Because if you're not willing to help yourself and you're just dependent on medication and going to counselling, you're not going to get through it. So it's like that's the number one thing, you've got to be willing to change. Even though I think if someone told me like, you know, what I could have done at the time, there were people trying to tell me, I didn't listen. But like if you feel yourself going down that dark rabbit hole, get on top of it quick before it like becomes too late. When you're going down through those dark places, like you don't see outside of it, you don't give a fuck about no one else or what they're feeling or how they're feeling to you, you don't care who you hurt. As soon as you're feeling those ways, it pays to like, you know, talk to someone, like, you know, get it out, don't bottle it up. Because once you bottle things up so much, it ends up, you know, the bottle top's gonna explode eventually, and when it does, it's normally not very nice. Yeah, it's like finding someone you trust to talk to, that's the hardest thing. Around here, it's very hard. It's like from a small community, like we're all brought up pretty hard. And like, you know, men especially, we're told not to like talk about our emotions or feelings, or when we're going through something. We've always been taught just to bottle it up, harden up. Yeah, sometimes you actually do need help. The most valuable lesson would be that I understand now what all the trigger warnings are, how to cope with it better. And like me going through my experiences, I've been able to help other men in our community. So like my place is a safe place for me to come and talk. What's said on my deck stays on my deck. And like, yeah, I always try to encourage bros to go get help or talk them through it and help them myself if I can. As long as they're willing to help themselves, that's the main thing. You got to be willing to help yourself. My one message When someone's screaming out for help, never turn them away, regardless of what they're going through. Just always lend them an ear, because just talking about something goes a long way. You don't realise how much they could help a person.